The fallout from what happened there on May 28, it's sort of a series of cascading events. The fallout, which we'll get into, has been quite huge.
A dispute that has simmered for decades has boiled over between Thailand and Cambodia.
Cambodia plans to go to the International Court of Justice over a border clash with Thailand, which killed one Cambodian soldier.
Cambodia accuses Thai troops of opening fire during what it calls a routine patrol late last month, killing one of its soldiers. Thai authorities say it was Cambodian forces that fired first after entering a disputed area.
The Emerald Triangle is a quite remote area of mountainous jungle. It's the convergence of the borders of Thailand, Cambodia and Laos. Thailand have alleged that Cambodia have been encroaching into new areas of the Emerald Triangle in violation of previous agreements. Cambodia says that they have been occupying a particular trench up there for many years, so there's a dispute there. But it all sort of came to a head on May 28 when there was a gunfight between Thai and Cambodian soldiers there on one of the mountaintops. A man died in this gunfight. And his death has sort of been overshadowed by the political events that followed. So we were interested in learning a bit more about him. We learnt of his village. His mother, M. Heap, has just a really tragic story, and there are just so many tragic stories in Cambodia, and it sort of boggles the mind what the Khmer Rouge did to its own people. About 2 million people, possibly. Roughly a third of the population were killed by the Khmer Rouge. M. Heap, 85 years old, very very rare in Cambodia for someone to live that long, because they've survived the Khmer Rouge, but also they've survived the tough conditions of sort of living in the peasant conditions of rural Cambodia. She had 12 children. Suon Roun on May 28th became the 8th of those children to die. Following this gunfight, this has stirred a lot of patriotic sentiment in Thailand and Cambodia, which have long been arguing over borders. On June 15, the Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra phoned Cambodia's de facto leader, Hun Sen. Now, Hun Sen has ruled Cambodia for about 40 years, mostly as Prime Minister. He's recently handed over the Prime Ministership to his son, Hun Manet, but Hun Sen is still calling the shots, essentially. He's still the Senate President, he's still the President of the Cambodian People's Party. And when the Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn wanted to call someone in Cambodia to discuss this border dispute and the border closures, the border restrictions and the chaos that was still happening up at the border, she called Hun Sen. Hun Sen, as he tends to do, recorded that conversation. He then sent that conversation to about 80 people. It inevitably found its way into the media, and Thais were outraged to hear their Prime Minister apparently acting quite deferential, fawning to Hun Sen. She called him uncle in the phone call. She said that she would do whatever he wanted in the phone call.
Hello, can you hear me, uncle?
She's also described a senior Thai military man as an opponent, and said that this guy wanted to look cool. Now they're old sort of family friends, essentially. They've known each other for 30 years, the Shinawats and Hun Sen. When this phone conversation leaked, and Thais heard that, they were really outraged that their Prime Minister didn't appear to be sticking up for Thailand, in fact appeared to be doing the opposite.
We begin in Thailand, where the Prime Minister's coalition government is on the brink of collapse following a controversial phone call with the former Cambodian leader.
Thailand's Prime Minister has been under fire over her handling of the border route following the leaking of a phone call between her and Hun Sen, Cambodia's former military leader.
Hundreds of protesters have gathered at Victory Monument in Bangkok to call for the resignation of Thailand's Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra.
Following that, then Paetongtarn has essentially tried to prove that she's really tough, and the rhetoric has escalated. She's accused Cambodia of being a scam state, which it is. And that's just sort of further angered Hun Sen, and the fallout has just been quite spectacular between those families. Paetongtarn's already pretty fragile coalition began to absolutely crumble. A group of 36 senators effectively petitioning the Constitutional Court whether she's up to the job or not of defending the country, of protecting Thailand. So on July 1, the Constitutional Court decided it would take on that case, and while it considers that case, she has now been suspended.
ต้องขอโทษนะคะพี่น้องคนไทยทุกๆคนที่รู้สึกไม่สบายใจกับเรื่องนี้หรือรู้สึกโกรธเคืองนะคะดิฉันเองขอยืนยันอีกครั้งว่าตั้งใจทำเพื่อประเทศชาติจริงๆนะคะก็ต้องขอโทษในวิธีการถ้าไม่ถูกใจใครหลายคนนะคะก็
Paetongtarn is the fourth of her family to be Prime Minister, and all of them have exited that role either via coups or court decisions. And we don't know how the court will rule, but I think a lot of people think that this is it for Paetongtarn, that she won't be coming back. Now, it's also worth mentioning here that these tensions are still really high on the borders, and there are some ancient, 11th century temples that are under dispute, and Cambodia has filed some cases to the International Court of Justice, hoping to have the ICJ rule on those. Thailand isn't so keen on that. It's had some bad outcomes from the ICJ in the past regarding some border disputes. It wants to settle it bilaterally. So this whole thing is going to play out for a long time, and still, even now, more than a month since that gunfight, there are still really high tensions at some of these places up on the border.